A massive flock of crows circles over the castle of Stormveil. It's a grim sight after the hard battle that was fought here. Thousands of bodies lie everywhere, as many Tarnished clean up the place. The bodies of the fallen soldiers have long vanished into grace and returned to the Earth Tree. The sun shines on the castle, causing for some glimpse of hope, but everyone is clearly still struck by the battle and the sheer brutality that has occurred. One of the halls has been turned into an infirmary where all the wounded warriors are. Dialos is severely wounded, but he's in better condition. Several healers are there, mostly sorcerers and tuners, attempting to help. However, Roderika's situation is more dire. He's alive, but every bone in his body is broken after he fell from that collapsing tower. We see Roderika by his side, trying to help, but she's no sorcerer. She feels powerless and sad that she can't help the sweet man, even though she hardly knows him. But the kindness he has showed her means the world to her. Another sorcerer approaches and tells Roderika how Roger is lucky to be alive. He won't be able to move or speak for a long time, but his grace is strong, so he'll get through it, but it'll take time. That pleases Roderika, after which she leaves and walks around further through the castle and courtyards. We really get to see the whole aftermath of the battle through the eyes of Roderika. The casualties, the destruction, the grim atmosphere, even though there's a slight shred of hope. She walks around the complex, looking for the only one she truly cares about right now, Atlas. Atlas himself is on one of the walls as he stares out into the distance of Limgrave. In the far distance, he can see the temple out of which every single Tarnished once arrived here. And more are still to come, he knows that. Leona appears behind him and comforts the young barbarian. The man is open about his feelings and thoughts. He didn't expect it to be like that. The blood, the gruel, the horror. He thought it would be more heroic. Leona chuckles as she embraces her Tarnished, clearly caring for him. It will be heroic in the songs and poems and stories that are to follow from this battle, but never once has a battle felt like that in real life. Atlas is still shivering, as if he can't believe he's still standing here, alive, but he's glad he is. He's sure he couldn't have done it without Leona by his side. The Spirit Maiden smiles, but assures the man he has all of that to thank to himself. He's so much stronger and more brave than he knows. It's a tender moment between the two. Finnick soon joins him, and the two men look at each other and chuckle, as if it's the only emotion that sort of sums up the whole experience. How did they even survive? How did I even defeat Godric? How on earth did all of this actually happen? The two talk for a while about all that has happened, but Atlas soon asks Finnick about his hand and the great rune that has latched itself onto him. Finnick claims it feels kind of normal. He expected it to hurt or make him feel different, but not really. The man opens his palm, and the great rune of Godric soon does appear in front of him, but also, quick enough, disappears when Finnick closes his palm again. Atlas shakes his head. He has a feeling this will change a lot of things. That's when another Tarnished arrives and tells Finnick that Gideon wishes to see him in his quarters. And without any debate, Finnick gets up. Atlas immediately follows. He's not leaving his friend's side at all. Besides, he is curious to what Gideon has to say. As they head through the courtyard, Roderika spots them. Atlas is extremely relieved to see her, and the two embrace in a wholesome moment. They hug each other for a very long time, as if they haven't seen each other in years. Finnick kinda stares at them, awkwardly. You two need a moment alone, perhaps? It's a fun little moment, and Roderika wants to join them too, but Finnick tells the two of them to stay together for a while. They've earned their moment. Besides, Gideon only wishes to see him, not them, so it's fine. Atlas and Finnick give each other a brotherly nod, and then they part ways. Gideon's quarters is inside a separate wing of the castle. It's filled with Tarnished that serve as guards. It's soon revealed to be the old bedroom of Godric himself, but all of his paintings and possessions have been discarded already. Gideon lies in bed, wounded but healing. Ensha is right beside him, as a loyal dog never to leave his master's side. Gideon welcomes Finnick and greets him, and then he asks everyone to leave, including Ensha, which they do. And once alone, Finnick sits by his side, asking how he's feeling and if he's alright. Gideon ought to scold him for being so reckless, infiltrating the castle, not siding by his main attacking force. It took guts, and in a way, they disobeyed him. But, in a way, he has also him to thank. And that's what he does. Gideon thanks him, also for his care, but claims he shouldn't bother. He knows his time hasn't come yet, and the Round Table Hold is only just beginning to mark its territory on the map. They have won a great victory here, the greatest they have ever had. Dozens of attempts, hundreds, thousands of fallen Tarnished. Finnick can begin to comprehend. He wonders what has changed then. They go silent for a while, as Gideon looks him directly in the eyes. He should know. Finnick. Finnick is what has changed since last time, and all the times before. Whether he likes it or not, his presence changed the course of the battle. He killed Godric, and inherited his rune as a result. Finnick shrugs. He has no real use for it. If Gideon wants it, he can have it. That makes the all-knowing laugh. Finnick is strong, but still a fool if he means that. That great rune is literally the definition of power. There are only 7 like that in the entire world, and he has one of them. Does Finnick truly understand what that means? Suddenly Finnick does start to feel the weight of it slowly sinking in, and he stares at his hand for a while. And he asks Gideon what this means for him. The All-Knowing simply states that it means that Finnick, by theory and definition, is the strongest living Tarnished at this very moment. If a Tarnished were to wield all 7 great runes, he would be suitable to claim the Elden Throne and restore order and balance to this world. Finnick is speechless. He, of course, knew the whole time what his journey would be, but now that it's actually happening, he's speechless, not knowing what to say. He stands up and walks around for a while, until simply stating they'll have to find the other 6 runes then, kill the shard bearers, and claim the throne together, as a brotherhood. Gideon nods, but heeds Finnick. Heed this warning, young warrior. Godric may have been grotesque, huge, rageful, foul, but know this and let this sink in. He was and will always be the runt of the litter. Let that sink in. There are horrors beyond this castle that are unspeakable. Is he ready to face those? Finnick can only truly think of one thing. Margit. And how he got away again. His taste for vengeance is still stronger than ever. But perhaps finding more great runes will make him stronger. Strong enough to face Margit and kill him once and for all. So Finnick nods his head for the leader. He will pledge his allegiance, and they will kill the shard bearers and claim the throne. Gideon nods. Then it's settled. Tonight they will feast, and tomorrow a new age will begin. Their age. And so it is. That evening, once the sun starts to set, a great feast is held at the ruins of Storveil Castle. All the Tarnished eat, drink, dance, play music, laugh. They enjoy their victory and survival. It's a joyful moment. At the Great Hall, the courtyards, the hallways, the castle walls, everywhere, Tarnished are feasting. A massive bonfire is held in the middle of the grand courtyard, both in honor of the fallen, but also to celebrate the defeat of Godric. Finnick is happy as he walks around with a smile on his face, feeling confident and sure of himself and the future. As music and dancing fill the whole place, many Tarnished also look at Finnick from a distance, as they're muttering to each other. Finnick can't hear them, but he knows sure enough they're talking about the great rune he has inherited. Himself, he doesn't make a big deal out of it, but he does understand why others do. He doesn't let it get to his head, however. He ends up going to the top of one of the towers and watches over the silent Limgrave, ever pondering and contemplating. Melina appears beside him and tells him he has earned a moment of victory and celebration. He should head down, there, to Atlas, Roderika and the others to enjoy this evening. Who knows when the next time will be they get to enjoy an evening like this. Finnick gets it, but does feel restless. He didn't necessarily want Godric, or this rune, or the castle. He wanted Margit, he still does. He feels anger and rage inside him, and that didn't get its chance to be fulfilled, and now is just so frustrated. Melina understands, but comforts him. This great rune will give him all the strength he needs in time, as long as he doesn't let it get the better of him. Finnick swears he won't. He just wants justice, and that's all that matters. Both the Tarnished and his spirit maiden have a quiet and nice moment together, right there on top of a tower. Down below, Atlas and Roderika are dancing along all the others in the courtyard as music is playing and songs are sung. It's a very wholesome moment. Even Hugh, who's normally always absent, is walking around, sort of enjoying the atmosphere. They have deserved this. They all have. Once Atlas and Roderika sit aside to catch their breath, Nepheli joins them. She commends Atlas's bravery and deeds. He should be proud of himself. Atlas thanks her. Nepheli does ask where Finnick is. She feels like she still owes him a talk. And on that note, Finnick does appear behind her out of nowhere, almost causing for another comedic moment. Atlas hugs his friend while Roderika smiles. Nepheli, however, is distant, as she and Finnick stare at each other for a moment. It almost gets awkward, until she tells him he fought well. And he, very slowly, nods, and commends her efforts as well. She fought bravely. Her father must be proud. Nepheli nods, claiming he is, just like he's proud of all of his loyal soldiers. The awkwardness slowly disappears, and they simply exchange 2 large cups of ale as they drink together. It's a simple gesture, but it shows us all we need to know. The 4 stand there as the feast continues around them. Atlas asks them if they all want to continue celebrating. Roderika is very enthusiastic. Nepheli is eager too. And Finnick eventually chuckles and also joins them. Inside his room, the wounded Gideon ponders in the night. He takes a deep breath and eventually finds the strength to get up and sit by the window overlooking the large courtyard. He looks down at all his loyal Tarnished, all celebrating. The all-knowing smiles, feeling satisfied. It's as if he has found some sort of peace. It's a quiet moment. Very quiet and at ease. In the corner lies a violin, which he takes, and slowly he starts to play a piece of music. As his music fills the air, we see images of the castle, of his Tarnished, of the celebration. But it also takes us further, beyond the walls. We see Limgrave. We see all the places and animals we have encountered. We see the temples on the hill. We see the shack of Vare. We see the nest of rune bears, the night bats, the tree sentinels. It's a very beautiful and melancholic moment. It shows us all that has passed. And you can only imagine what is to come. It ends with Gideon simply resting his violin and whispering, "For the Elden Ring." The next morning, all the Tarnished have gathered on top of the massive divine tower besides the castle Storveil. Everyone is there. The tower is huge and taller than anything else around them. All the way at the top, Gideon stands in the center. Finnick, Atlas, Roderika, Nefeli, Ansha, Hugh, everyone is there. Gideon proclaims it to be the dawn of their era. Once the great rune is activated on top of this divine tower, all the other parts of the lands between will know the time for change is upon them. They will feel the power of the Round Table hold. They will no longer laugh at their efforts. They will see them for the strength and force that they are, together! Everyone cheers as Finnick is asked to approach the center alongside Gideon. He must perform a certain ritual with his hand, which he does, and upon doing this, a massive shining light beam appears that shoots up high in the sky, disappearing between the clouds. The moment is insanely grand and epic, as we see this huge light covering the entirety above Limgrave almost. Everyone gasps and cheers and applauds as Finnick is completely overwhelmed and silent. He stares at Gideon, beside him, who simply nods with a comforting smile. He tells Finnick this will send a message across all the other regions. They will know what has happened here, and what will come next. That's when Finnick asks the big question. What other regions are those? And Gideon holds Finnick by the shoulder, assuringly, and asks him to follow him. All the way down to the castle, they enter through a few hallways, all the way towards the back end of the fortress, where they go through several tunnels. Gideon is right by Finnick's side the whole time, truly posing as a mentor figure right now. He understands the young man has a great deal of questions, and he has gotten used to the surroundings of Limgrave. But there's a whole bigger world out there, far bigger than he can ever imagine. More dangerous, more intense, more fierce. It will be a huge task to conquer and overtake it, but he trusts in Finnick and all the other Tarnished that it can be done. Once out of the tunnels, they arrive behind the castle and on a path which leads them to the cliff. And on this cliff, we are showed a spectacular view of what lies beyond. Finnick, Atlas, Roderika, all of the newcomers are amazed and stunned for words. Gideon smiles. Get used to it, fellow and loyal followers, for it is theirs for the taking. The Liurnia of the lakes, and all that follows. Many Tarnished sound their horns on top of the cliff, as several others plant a flag of the Round Table hold. The sound of the horns echo across the vast landscape as we follow it. It travels endlessly across the mountains, across the fields, across the sea, further than the sea, all the way to a distant land, a distant other land, hidden in a massive cloud of shadow and fog, it seems. This land is dark and much more grim than the green fields of Limgrave that we have gotten used to. This land also has a sort of earth tree, but it's dark and dead looking. In front of it stands a massive black castle, much bigger than Storveil. We hear the sound of the tarnished horns, even traveling all the way to here, towards the dark fortress, through a massive window, inside a dark room. And inside this dark room, we see a silhouette moving. A deep and heavy sigh sounds. A tall and slender figure emerges out of the darkness, holding a long spear, as soft flames come out of his skin and clothes. Upon hearing the horns, he stares out the window, and we see his face. He whispers, "Mother, it has begun."